Hey, everybody, it is Darrell with the weekly Back 40 broadcast. And thanks for being here. And if you are coming, seeing this after it was broadcast, that's cool. Go down to the bottom, make a comment. We will be commenting and interacting with you, and we appreciate you coming if you are here live. What I want to talk about today, every week we're here to give you a nugget and a nudge to create your second half as your best half. And I want to talk today about three ingredients of GrowFlex. I was pondering this idea, watching as we're growing in our organization and thinking about what it takes to grow. And, you know, you set big goals. You know, if you're really playing for something, and here in the Back 40, we say, you have yet to do what you came here to do, and the best is yet to come. And therefore, if you're playing for something big that has yet to be expressed out of you, then it's going to require growth. And so you're setting big goals. Maybe at the end of last year, you know, you set some really big goals. And there's deadlines, because, you know, goals without deadlines and, you know, buy wins and, you know, specific results, it's kind of just like good intentions, and intentions are good. And some specificity to it is what's required, right? To really get your feet on the playing field. And guess what? You get out there playing, and some of those goals don't get met. Some of those deadlines don't get met. And there can be a tendency to start to question the goals, or question the means and the methods, and, you know, what it took to, or what you even got you on the playing field, right? And then, so I call that kind of blowing in the wind versus growing in the wind. And there's this great quote by Bruce Lee. I don't know that I'm going to say it exactly, but basically he says, you know, it's the trees that are rigid that end up breaking. Whereas if you look at the bamboo, or if you look at the willow tree, they can flex and grow in the wind. And so, again, the tendency may be to start questioning it all versus really looking at the fact that if you set goals, probably, and you really played like those goals really mattered, you weren't just, you know, biding your time, probably what happened is you saw all the enormous challenges and what it was going to require for you to get bigger personally and in your skills or whatever to actually achieve that goal. Because until you have the deadline set, you're not playing like it really matters. And so when we set big goals, then we're inviting that. We're inviting the challenges, and we're inviting the demands on who we are being. We're inviting that. And so one of the great, so I want to talk about growing and flexing rather than the rigidity. Because again, good to set the deadlines and look to see if you really played for it. Did those deadlines being set cause you to face those challenges, to bring up the things that you needed to know and ways you needed to grow? And, you know, we're seeing that in our own organization, and it's really cool. And it can be an empowering thing versus the blowing in the wind of the doubt and the uncertainty and the confusion because maybe you didn't meet those particular goals. So 3 ingredients to what I call GrowFlex. And I say GrowFlex is the best fertilizer. It really does sound like a name of a fertilizer, doesn't it? And I did look it up, and there is one out there, but I didn't know that. Point being is the best fertilizer for dreams and goals, GrowFlex. 3 ingredients to GrowFlex. First ingredient is assess mess. So when you're really playing and you're going for it and you're driving and you're really moving towards those goals, there can be a lot of chaos. And there can be a lot of mess that comes out of it. Again, look to see what you uncovered that you needed to know, that you didn't know. And look, you know, I don't know that anybody writes a book without the idea of it being a bestseller. It's just what gets you on the playing field. Is every book going to be a bestseller? No. But you set big, bold goals because it makes it worth playing for. And so then you go for it, and there's going to be a lot of mess, and you're going to see all the things that came up. Look to see in the mess. And by the way, manure is one of the best ingredients of fertilizer. We all know that. So look through the crap, look through the chaos to see, what did you learn? How have you grown? It's very empowering when you can look and assess the mess and see what you've now seen. How you've grown, the skills you've had to develop, or what you've seen that still needs to be developed, or the ways that you need to just be. How are you going to be being as you pursue your goals? Sometimes that is a big growth in and of itself. So number one, assess the mess. Second ingredient of GrowFlex, best fertilizer for dreams and goals, is revision. So look, setting deadlines are great. Now, again, we all want to meet them, right? And we think organizations, again, are more efficient and effective and probably more mature when they're meeting their goals. Maybe, look, startups and organizations that are playing bold may be setting big, audacious goals that they don't necessarily meet, and therefore revising the goals, never canceling them, just moving them forward, And there's even, when it comes to mature organizations, sometimes they don't play big enough. So maybe they do meet all their goals. And I don't know that that's necessarily good. There's a story of a startup organization, common household name. Manager brought someone in and said, look, you've met all of your project goals for the last 6 months. All of them came through great. And, the employee was sitting there thinking they were going to get a bonus and it was all good. And the manager said, so if you don't have some failures in the next 6 months, you're fired. Well, how about that? But, again, maturity can have you playing safe. So again, we want to set big goals. We want to assess the mess and revise and revision. Getting back in touch with the vision. What was the reason for us playing anyhow? That is what we need to do while we're in the midst of the mess, setting deadlines, moving things forward. So revision. And then the third ingredient of GrowFlex, the best fertilizer for dreams and goals, is committed unattachment. Now that sounds, does it make sense, right? Committed unattachment. And yet this can be really, really the grease. This can be really, what oils and fuels the moving forward, is playing like your life depended on it. Like, no kidding, playing like it did. While in the background, kind of, snickering that you're just doing this to play and grow anyhow. It's like, to be able to really play full out and yet know it's a game, so that, you're giving it all. And at the end of the day and the end of the night and at the end of playing, it's like you can appreciate it for the growth. You set the game up for growth. So committed unattachment. So those are the three ingredients of GrowFlex. If we can start bagging it, we will, and we'll put it on the market as fertilizer for your dreams and goals. And as being part of the Back 40, you're moving your own dreams and goals forward. Look, you have yet to do what you came here to do. Make sure you utilize everything you can within our community. Make sure down right below you grab your top 10 tips for a radical second half. Tap into everything we're doing here, because we're committed that, there's someone who will see this. There's someone who's going to catch the message of the Back 40. And I don't know if they're going to be 40, 50, 60, 70. I don't know. But they will have kind of given up. They will have thought that their best half was before them. and they're going to catch this message, and they're going to do something enormous. They're just going to do something enormous. I don't know if they're going to cure cancer. I don't know. I'm just committed that in this message and us playing together, that great, great things have yet to come out of all of us. So thank you for joining us every week. We'll see you again here next week. Have a radical, radical week ahead of you.